Hi, this is Faith, and you are watching The Faith Factor. Holla. All right, everybody. It is super early in the morning. I know I got the night ride banner up now because it's kind of in between me wanting to say good morning, but at the same time, it's still dark out here for me. So I'm still out here working, battling this road. I'm road warrioring out here today. Hold on a second. Let me make sure. Hold on. Yeah, got everything together. I just wanted to go ahead and weigh in on this whole Derrick Jaxson cheating on his wife deal. I have to say, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. But first things first, okay? There's been a lot of stuff going on, okay? We got some stuff going on also with Kirk Franklin and his son. Okay, I know you guys have seen the Kirk Franklin challenge, just sweeping the internet. Kirk Franklin cursing his son out and all of this good stuff. So, I just wanted to touch on these things because, I'm a little late to the party a lot of times because, hey, Faith got to work. I don't have time to be hanging on land like that. But let's get down to it, right? So first things first, I do want to briefly touch on the Kirk Franklin situation with his son, new development. There's some audio. I saw it on the Tasha K show. And then also my co-host, CK, did a video about it as well. So if you guys did not get a chance to see CK's video, do check him out. He is commendable K. He broke the story on his channel as well. But basically, the audio, you could hear the Kirk Franklin music in the background, and you could hear someone who everyone says is Kirk Franklin's son yelling, "Thank you for playing my molester's music." So that opens up a whole new can of worms and put things in a whole new different perspective. Now, first of all, I want to be responsible because I don't like making accusations without having total proof. No one knows if he was referring to his father when he made that statement. So, just to put that out there. But it does kind of, put some things in perspective as to why there may be a strain in that relationship. What's up, DOD? What are you doing up this late or this early? But yeah, so I saw that. I looked at the audio and I was just like, wow, you know. But in reference to the entire situation with that cuss out, I still stand my ground in saying that the son was bogus for putting that out there and that he did it in order to hurt his father's brand. Now, I do understand that, you know, in situations where you have people in the entertainment industry that have children, there could be a lot of things going on with that situation. You know, there could have been somebody that his father was doing business with that could have gotten the carry on, and that's the reason why he made that statement. It could not actually be his father that he was referring to when he made that statement. And then also, we do know that there are some vicarious people in the industry and also in the church business as well, where, you know, they will, you know, kind of negotiate children, you know, for financial gain. So we don't know any of the particulars, but it would be so good if someone could get a hold of him and do an interview, because I am just chomping at the bit to find out what he meant when he said what he said in that audio clip. DOD says, I thought most of, oh, wait a minute. I can't see a worth a damn. I'm blind as hell. Okay, I'm not even going to try to read it. I'll wait until the words are enlarged here. It takes StreamYard forever to enlarge the words. And plus, I'm driving, so it's really not good for me to try to read these comments. But at any rate, let me go ahead and get over to the main thing that I want to talk about, and that's Mr. Derrick Jaxson, full of shit ass. You know, you guys saw the Tasha K interview with the young lady that he was cheating on his wife with. I have been knowing deep in my heart for some time that Derrick Jaxson was full of shit. You know, I really don't talk about Derrick Jaxson on this channel. You know, when I go on other people's panels and on other people's channels, I always maintain there's something about that guy that just doesn't pass the sniff test to me. And usually, when something seems too good to be true, it usually is. And that is the case with Derrick Jaxson. I am very wary of people who are at one end of the spectrum to the other. You go from one extreme to the other. Now, Kevin Samuels, for example, I'm just going to use him. I use Kevin Samuels as an example all the time. Kevin Samuels would be on the extreme of being just Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor, both of them. These are two guys that are on one extreme where they're bashing black women. Like everything they got to say about black women, bad, 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 bad. Everything is black women's fault. They like to drag black women. They like to insult them, make them look like fools. They just enjoy, you know, getting their jollies off at the expense of black women. So that's one end of the spectrum. Okay. Then at the far, 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 far end of the other side of that spectrum, that would be Derrick Jaxson. Now, he's like a little bit too sugary sweet. Okay. Kind of reminds me of a particular YouTuber that I used to listen to long, long time ago. Angel IKYG. I don't know. See, a lot of women like Angel, but he was too sugary sweet for me. Okay. Everything is all cookies and cream and sugars and spice and everything nice, and he just loved black women, and he's just the perfect man, and he don't do no wrong and all this other stuff. I can't stand people like this. You're the perfect person. You do no wrong. You say everything that black women want to hear. That's on the far, far, far end of the spectrum from the Tommy Sotomayor's and the Kevin Samuels. Now, the Tommy Sotomayor's and the Kevin Samuels, they like to be insulting and they like to drag black women. But this guy, This guy to me is even worse. And I'm going to tell you why. There's nothing worse than someone who presents themselves as your friend, and then all the while they were actually your enemy. See, I can respect the wolves that actually wear their own clothing. Wolves and wolves clothing, you can pretty much identify them. You can identify a Tommy Sotomayor. You can identify a Kevin Samuels as being, ain't shit niggas, that don't like black women. You can identify them. So when you can identify them, you can steer clear. But people like Derrick Jaxson, men like him, the wolves in the sheep clothing, these are the guys I can't stand, because they sit up here and portray themselves to be one way, but in all actuality, they're the same, if not worse, of the men that they sit up and criticize and pretend that they're not like. So Derrick Jaxson, he makes his money off of pandering to black women. Oh, you women are queens. You shouldn't be cheated on. Men should not leave you because you have stretch marks. Laying it on super hella thick. Baby mothers, you guys, you should not settle. You're special too. And mind you, I also carry a lot of the ideologies that he speaks on, but there's no realistic or authenticity to what he's saying. I've always felt that deep down in my bones. I've always felt that. The same way I felt a while about Angel when he was on YouTube, saying the same stuff. These guys that lay it on super thick, they're usually the worst ones. They're usually the biggest of the assholes. And they're usually ones that you simply can't trust. Because, see, they like to do their dirt behind the scenes. They're not out in the open with it like the rest of the wolves. See, they're going to pretend like they're friendly, that they're harmless, and that they're not going to pounce on you and devour you like a wolf would. But now here we have today, we have Tasha K. She does the interview with the side chick. And let me tell you something about this side chick real quick, because even though I am thankful and everything that she exposed Derrick Jaxson, let's not get anything twisted. The only reason why she's exposing him is because he pretty much shot her down and blocked her on all social media and pretty much pumped and dumped her like the slut that she really is. And see, this is what I have been saying. The last 2 or 3 videos that I've done has touched on this. Because you see Derrick Jackson's wife, when Tasha K put that picture of his wife up there on her screen, and you compare the two, Derrick Jackson's wife is a plain, average looking black woman compared to this girl that he was cheating on his wife with. And this is why I tell everybody, ego is a hell of a drug, right? Because, see, this girl knew he was married. Okay, make no mistake about it. Now, this is just her side of the story, where she's saying that he's, lying to her and leading her on. But no matter how much he lied or she claimed he led her on and that he was going to leave his wife and that they were going to be together, this chick knew she was laying down with a married man. Make no mistake about it. And the only reason she decided to come forward and say anything is because she's a woman scorned now. She got pretty girl problems. Her pretty girl privileges backfired on her. Or maybe she needs to go and figure out why it didn't work. See, I keep telling everybody being pretty isn't enough, being good isn't enough. You have to build these relationships on solid foundations. I keep telling everybody this. And the reason why a lot of your relationships don't last is because a lot of you are not good people and you are very shallow. You can look at Derrick Jaxson. You can look at him and you can tell that he's very shallow. Yeah, I like a man that likes to keep up with his body and all that type of stuff. But just looking at Derrick Jaxson, he's very arrogant. And even with his pandering, he's arrogant in his pandering to black women. He's arrogant. And I told you, ladies, I told you in the last couple of videos that I did, I said the more arrogant and full of themselves these men are, the more you guys fight over these men. The more you want to open your legs and give them the poon net. Now this side chick has got to be the most stupid side chick I've ever seen. She didn't get anything out of sleeping with Derrick Jaxson except the wet ass. That's it. All she can pretty much say is her claim to fame is that she slept with Derrick Jaxson and that the sex was good. That's all she got out of it. She's an idiot. Well, I guess maybe she got a trip to where were they in Florida or something like that, Miami or whatever, and she got a nice hotel stay. You know, if you can place value on that. No, maybe she got a nice little plane ride. You know how you bust downs like your plane rides. You like getting flued out. Maybe she placed some value on that. You know. And so now Derrick Jaxson is scrambling, trying to salvage not his marriage. Okay, I'm going to break it down why I think he's scrambling, not to salvage his marriage, but his reputation with black women. Because see, this right here is very, very damaging. So he's going around now posting pictures of him and his wife on his Instagram when he has never, ever posted pictures of his wife on his Instagram. He didn't do this because he loves his wife. If he loved his wife, he wouldn't have been cheating on her. He don't care about his wife. He is now doing all this lovey-dovey stuff because he's concerned about losing his bag. If Derrick Jaxson loses his following, that is the end of him. If he loses his ability to sell books and merchandise, That is the end of his cash flow. As he makes his money off of being Mr. Perfect. So I will say bravo to the mistress or whatever she is, the side chick. Bravo to the side chick. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And so now she done pretty much messed with his loop. Now, will black women completely stop supporting Derrick Jaxson? Hmm, that would be the $1 million question. Because, see, in my eyes, we should. If ever there was a cancel culture that should come through, it should come through right now. But unfortunately, after witnessing how black women are gluttons for punishment, how we like to call in to the Kevin Samuels show and get roasted and toasted up for his audience of black men that hate black women. We continue to call in there anyway. I got a feeling because black women ain't got no standards, we ain't got no pride about ourselves as a group. Yes, ladies, we need to work on it. As a group, I'm not talking about individuals, because individually I do have my pride, and you would not catch me calling into no Kevin Samuels show. But as a group, as a whole, and I have to lump myself in with the group because I'm a black woman, right? Collectively, we as black women ain't got no pride. Our self esteem collectively is on the damn floor, pretty much buried 6 feet under. So Derrick Jaxson will probably continue to get some support from these type of black women. See, now that the dams, the what do they call it, the dams, the doors to the dams have opened, and now they see that he's willing to step out on his wife, there will be more women vying for his attention. These are the bottom feeding clout chasers. Yes, DA, black women have very low self esteem. Very low. DOD says, hell hath no fury like a side chick scorned. Yes, yes, like a side chick scorned. She definitely was. I mean, she let him have it. So she did do some damage. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely going to be a fallout behind this. How much damage she did, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. I just wonder how many black women are going to continue to listen to him, donate money to him, buy his books, take his advice. How many low self esteem, bottom feeding black women are going to continue on with the bullshit? Morning, Blue Devil G. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. So no, he's not, posting pictures of his wife and trying to make nicey nicey because he loves his wife. He's trying to make nicey nicey because he loves making money. So that's his angle. That's the ulterior motive there. So in case any of you still got the blinders on for Derrick Jaxson. Oh, finally, my words have enlarged. DA says it doesn't matter what side black women are on, whether they are traditional or feminist, they have extremely low self-esteem. Yes. And see, I want to know how low can we go? Because like I said, if we can be as low as to continue to call into Kevin Samuels show, especially after that viral video of how he treated the average at best lady, and we still patronized him after that. I'm wondering if we're going to continue to support cheating Derrick Jaxson now. Because, see, if we do this, if we support a known cheater, somebody who claimed to be Mr. Perfect Guy, I don't believe that you women deserve to be treated like this, Jaxson. If we go and support him, this will speak volumes about black women and our desperation. Volumes. And it don't get much more desperate than you buying a book from a guy that's a known cheater. His book sales should be zero after this. Zero black women should be getting any books or advice from this guy after this. I just want to see how many low self-esteem females, not women, females, are going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Now, I was over at GMT, Life of a Grandmaster Troll channel, and he had a very interesting panel of men up there. I kind of came in, I guess, towards the middle of it, but the discussion was kind of, old and antiquated talking points from the 1950s. These old manosphere talking points that these guys just can't seem to let go of. And once again, you had guys like, well, I ain't gonna name no names, but you had these guys up there on his panel talking about, oh, Derrick Jaxson is just a man like everyone else, which is true. And he's entitled, as a high value man, he's entitled to cheat on his wife. Didn't I tell you guys 2 videos ago that this is what they were saying? I told you this 2 videos ago, that these guys feel as if they have a right to cheat, even though they have made a commitment to you. I told you this 2 videos ago. And when this Derrick Jaxson thing hit, there they are over there on Life of a Grandmaster Trolls channel, right up there, front and center on the panel, saying this very thing. He's a man. He has money. He's high value. He's entitled to cheat. His wife ain't going nowhere if she knows what's good for her. She's got a baby. Her body is banged up. Nobody's going to want her. Oh, they were over there giving their best 2021 mystery routine from The Color Purple. 2021 version. She ain't going to get no better man than him. Yeah, they were all over there. This is what they were saying. So, ladies, let me just break it down. Let me get this straight. So if you meet a guy, you like him, you all hit it off real good, you tie the knot, you get married, you move in with him, you do the husband-wife thing, then you find out that you have a blessing on the way, a baby. You give birth and have his children. And because of all of this, because you've done this, now your value is low. He's still high value, but now after you married him and had his babies, now your value is low. And now nobody will ever want you again. So now that you've had his babies, he can go out and cheat on you because your body's banged up and he's entitled to go out there and get his jollies off with different women because he got money. And you ain't going nowhere because you wifey and you're in it for the long haul. This is what they were saying. This is what they were saying. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe my ears, my virgin ears. Oh my goodness. DA says, laughing my ass off, these men give feminist justification for their stances against them. Exactly. But here's the thing, with all these old antiquated talking points about nobody's gonna want you. And my favorite one that they said tonight, if you're in your 40s and you got kids, you might as well just hang it up. You might as well just hang it up. Nobody's gonna want you. Now that might have been true back in the 1960s, 1970s, or maybe. But in 2021, a 40-year-old grandmother does not look like the 40-year-old grandmothers from back in 1960. Now, these 40-year-old grandmothers look like Angela Bassett. These 40-year-old grandmothers look damned, de-damned, young, and good. They still have nice bodies, contrary to popular belief, even with having grandchildren. And these older women, they're getting proposed to. They're getting married. So see, what was true back in 1960 and 1970 is not true in 2021. Somebody really needs to update their talking points to current, to what's happening in the current times. See, back in 1950, 1961, women relied on men because there wasn't a lot of opportunities. There was no equality. Now there's more opportunities, not quite equal yet, but more opportunities for women. So nobody really needs anybody in this day and age. Pretty much it's every man or woman for him or herself. Women are capable of taking care of themselves without the help of men. So, oh my gosh, guess what that means? That means that now women don't have to put up with your bullshit. And no matter how much you sit up here and yell, but I'm a man, but I'm a man, I have a penis, you have a vagina, but I'm a man, but I'm a man. No matter how much you scream and yell, but I'm a man, I have a penis, it's not going to change the way things are right now. It's not going to change the way things are right now. And as it stands, in case any of you all haven't realized it, women are not going to come groveling to you, begging for you to, take mercy on them. It's just not going to happen. Now, you might have a few, low self-esteem chicks roll through the Kevin Samuels show, but even when they go on his show, they're argumentative, according to Kevin, and delusional, according to Kevin. Anybody that doesn't agree with him is argumentative and delusional. DA said, DA says there is an article about older women want to live alone after divorce, and they set up relationship where they get to live separately from the boyfriends. The men were the ones upset with that arrangement. Exactly. Because let me tell you something. Men see women as maids. I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna break it down to you how they view you. They look at you as not only a sex slave where they can just stick their penis in whenever they feel like it. So that's the reason why they want to hurry up and move you into the house. But also, they see you as the cook, they see you as the maid. They see you as something that they can use to be useful around the house, so their lazy behind don't have to get up and cook, clean, do the laundry, and all the stuff around the house they don't like doing. They feel that if you're there, that's what you're there for. So you become the mule and the maid and the sex slave. Now, I'm not knocking it if a woman enjoys doing these things for her man, because I do. I enjoy doing these things. There's nothing wrong with catering to your man. But I've got to like you as a human being before I would submit to you like that. And see, that's the other thing. These men want you to submit to them in this fashion where you're giving of yourself. And they don't understand that you have to give of yourself these things to them willingly. And they don't deserve it half the time, because the mentality and the talking point is, hey, I'm a man and I'm entitled to sleep with and be with as many women as I want to. And I expect you to submit to me, iron my clothes, cook my food, wash the dishes, do the laundry, give me oral sex, sex in general, and I get to sleep with any and everybody and be disrespectful to you too. I'll just shake my little pocketbook, because we don't really have a whole lot of six-figure men in our community, by the way. So they're going to shake their little coins at you and tell you that you better be glad that he's there. Just be thankful for his presence, because he validates you simply by being there. Not that, he adds anything great to your life other than his penis. Heaven forbid you want more than that. Because, like I said, we don't have a lot of high value men. So they're shaking their coins at you and saying, just be thankful for the presence. And the thing about it is, a lot of women are waking up, and hopefully more will wake up, because you gotta rationalize with yourself. Because I don't, no woman, and see, this is the other thing. These men sit up there and they're talking about women want to be dominated, women want men to mold them, and all this other stuff. You do not mold an adult. Every adult should come together as whole individuals. You do not mold an adult. You mold children, but you do not mold an adult. DA says, yes, this is what the woman in the article said. It said the men expect them to do most of the household chores and to take care of them, and that is why they're opting for living separately. I can believe it. I can believe it. I barely, like, cleaning up behind myself. Now when I had children, that wasn't fun. Running behind children, cleaning up behind them, and you were praying and hoping and just like, Lord, when he turned 5, he can tie his own shoes. He can put his own 2 little feet in his pants by himself. You were praying for your children to finally get to the point where they were self-sufficient because you were tired of running behind them doing everything for them. You got glad when they learned how to use the washing machine. You got glad when they can go in the kitchen and fix their own plate because that was one less thing that you would have to do. Now you got some grown ass man, wanting you to revert back to when you had children with him. And he act like he don't even know how to wipe his own ass. No, thank you. No woman wants a lifetime of servitude with you. We want a companion. We want somebody that we can enjoy the rest of our lives with. We don't want to be running behind you, cooking and cleaning and slaving for the rest of our lives. We want people we can go on cruises with. We want men that we can, have deep conversations with, go on romantic getaways with, have adventures together, an equal. That's what we want. I don't want nobody that reminds me of my child. And yes, when the love is there, when the respect is there, when I like you as a person, of course I'm going to cater to you. Of course you're going to get those back rubs. Of course I'm going to massage your scalp. Of course I'm going to make love to you and I'm going to want to cook you delicious food because I want to know how you like it. Does it taste good to you, honey? Of course we're going to do those things. But for men, we like and respect. If I don't like you and I don't respect you, I don't want to pamper you. You running around here sounding all entitled. You're puffed up, arrogant, narcissistic, only thinking about yourself. Why would any woman want to pamper somebody like this? Think about it, men. Think about it. And then you all wonder why the divorce rate is so high, why women are the ones who initiate divorce. You have the nerve to wonder this. When your arrogant behind sit on these panels saying the things that you say. Oh, I don't know why these women they just run and get a divorce. They go and leave they good man. Good man. You all are sitting up on panels talking about how disrespectful you are to the women in your lives. And how she just ought to roll with you. Cheating. You're telling women that they should just accept that men are going to cheat on them, but you want a back rub. Think about what you all are saying. Gracious Eightness says nobody likes a spoiled brat, regardless of gender. Exactly. Exactly. But with regards to this whole Derrick Jaxson situation, these guys are really, really coming out, and they're really, really showing their true selves in real time. And this validates not only me, but all the other women like me that have been saying this. This has been our complaint the entire time. You can't tell women to submit to you, but you're an asshole. You can't expect a woman to be happy to submit to you, but you're telling her things like, oh, your feelings don't matter to me, to the point where I expect you to let me cheat in peace. You're telling women to let you cheat in peace. That is a huge disregard of her feelings. A huge one. DA says women actually become poor after divorce, so they don't even gain better life after divorce. I don't know. I would have to look up the stats on women and their income. I do know that after divorce, you just have one income. So, of course, the woman is going to become poor because she doesn't have that extra income. Like with myself, I'm in the trucking industry. Myself and the guy that I was with, we were both truck drivers, owner operators, and eventually we had a business. And when I left him, I left a business and I left an extra income. And so then with my income alone, yeah, I became poor in the fact that not poor because I'm not poor, but I had less income because I have to pay bills by myself now. I have less income because that extra income is what I walked away from. But you know what? If I had it to do all over again, I would walk away again because there's there's no price that you can put on a peace of mind. Peace of mind is priceless. And there's a lot of women that are willing to walk away for that peace of mind. Because I'm going to tell you, it's a total mind fuck to be in a relationship where you feel as if you're losing your mind. The man is driving you crazy because he's lying all the time. And you're steadily catching him up in those lies. Nobody wants to be in a perpetual state of being disrespected and abused. So yeah, you will definitely weigh the pros and cons out. And a lot of times women are choosing themselves over money. Oh, DA says I'm making that point to show women are not divorcing for fun and jokes like red pill sector makes out. Exactly. No, if we're willing to sacrifice money to get away from a guy, it's serious. It's serious. This should let you know that women do not enjoy living in a perpetual state of being physically and emotionally abused. Mario says Derrick Jaxson is not in a 50-50 relationship. He deserves a beautiful woman on his arms. This is what I'm talking about right here. I'm about to probably lose signal after a while because I'm going up into these hills. But if I cut out, I'll be right back because I really want to address this comment. But it's comments like this that was on Grandmaster Troll's channel. Derrick Jackson is not a 50-50 guy. That means he's high value, right? He pays all the bills. And according to you men, because he pays all the bills and he has a little money, he deserves to cheat on his wife. This is you all's reasoning. He deserves to cheat on his wife because he got some money. Why get married? If you're just going to cheat, why put a person through that emotional abuse? Why don't you just be single? Why get married? Hmm? Don't know? So if a woman is beautiful, does she deserve to have the attention of all the men that think that she's beautiful? Does she deserve to, get your bag and the bag of all the men that admire her too? Even though she made a commitment to you that she's your wife and you're providing for her, but she's beautiful. She's admired by many. I mean, if we can go with your backward logic, I can go with some backward logic too. Beautiful women should have as many men as they want, as many men that can afford them. Because by golly, they're beautiful. They can have the pick of the litter. They can have anybody they want. Why should they just settle for one bag when they can have them all? Hmm? All right, I am back. I am so sorry for the delay. As I told you, I drive through these mountains, so yeah. Thanks, DOD. He says the host will return momentarily. All right, so mind, but when they get together, they lose the peace of mind. This doesn't make any sense. And Gracious Eightness also says it could seem that we are placing the high value on the wrong things. We should be placing the most value on who the black women or black men is and their actions. Exactly. Exactly. Character. Character over money. And there are a lot of guys that don't have good character. I'm just going to be honest with you. When I was over there at Grandmaster Troll's channel and I was listening to these guys speaking, I saw a lot of guys that just didn't have any morals, any values, any character, just very low vibration, all for self, very arrogant and pumped up with self importance. When you're arrogant and you're pumped up with self importance like this, and mind you, everybody should love themselves. I'm not saying that you shouldn't love yourself, but when you become involved in a relationship with another person, it's not just about self anymore. Now you have to think about another person. So if you're self absorbed and narcissistic, you're not going to be able to pour anything into this other individual or add any value to their life. What value do you add to the life of a woman who you tell her that she doesn't deserve your fidelity? You tell her she doesn't deserve your fidelity and that you only are thinking about yourself and your penis and your inability to control your base actions, your base impulses. You're telling her that you don't love her enough to control your base impulses. How do you think that makes that woman feel? And you don't want women to be in positions of independence, because if they are in a position of being independent, of not needing your money, then they would not have to put up with the abuse. That's the reason why it's very important. I tell women all the time, get your own bag first, level yourself up first. Because you see, we are in a very tainted, and I said this in my last stream, we are in a very tainted dating environment. What's up there, Tiki? So, beware of men telling you, oh, your education isn't important. Why would a man want you to be dumb? Why would they want you to not educate yourself? Why would they want you to not be able to make your own money if you had to? Because if you had the ability to do these things, then that means that you have another option besides him. That means that even if you don't monkey branch over to another guy, you'll be okay. So beware of men spouting the rhetoric, your education is not important. They are conditioning you to be a beautiful fool that's dependent only on him. And it's very dangerous when you are dependent on somebody like that. It's very dangerous because now this other human being is who you got to go to when you need money for every little thing that you need. And when they're not pleased with you, they can withhold that money. And they have the ability to have you on a constant yo-yo. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Right? Would you go deep diving for that Klondike bar? What would you have to do for a Klondike bar when you don't have any other means to get your own? Well, maybe you might have to put up with a cheating husband for a Klondike bar. Somebody that don't respect you, somebody that's going to embarrass you, somebody that's going to discard your feelings for a Klondike bar. That's what you're going to get. But at any rate, I'm over here in these mountains and my signal is going in and out, in and out, in and out. I try to make these videos short to the point, get my point across, and then after that, I have to say peace and I'm out. But before I do, I want to say that you guys are the real MVPs. I am always thankful to get the support this early in the morning. Definitely. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. CK put my cash app. Please like the stream because that does keep me on top. Share me out because that adds more people to the party so that you can enjoy the convo. And definitely super chat or cash app me at $ lady in the truck. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, peace.